The first example in this video covers recursive functions. To save time, we will load the code directly and explain it step by step. We open the file 7 recursion PL. As usual, it contains the shebang, the use strict and warning statements, and recursive subroutines. First, we implement multiplication using successive additions. We receive 2 arguments. If b is greater than 0, we invoke the subroutine. We add the value of variable a, which represents successive addition. Then, in the second argument, we decrement variable b by 1. The next subroutine is division using successive subtractions. We receive 2 arguments. If a is greater than 1, we invoke the subroutine. It is an accumulator of the subtractions, which is why we add 1. In the argument, we decrement variable a by the value of variable b. Now the factorial. If the argument is greater than 1, we invoke the subroutine. We multiply the value by the factorial of -1. The multiplication can be done explicitly, or we can reuse the recursive subroutine. This is to demonstrate indirect recursion. Next is the Fibonacci function. If the argument is greater than 1, it invokes the recursive subroutine twice, varying the arguments. The return value is n in the previous cases. We return the neutral value. For factorial, it is 1, and for the other is 0. Next is the Ackermann function, which receives 2 arguments and has 3 conditions. If m is equal to 0, it returns n plus 1. Otherwise, if n is equal to 0, it returns the recursive invocation with variable m decreased by 1, and n invoked as 1. If neither of the first 2 conditions is met, it returns Ackermann function with m minus 1, and Ackermann of m and n minus 1. Now the mutual recursion. It is used to check whether a number is even or odd. We start with the is-even function, if n is 0. Then it returns 1. Otherwise, it returns the invocation of the other recursive function is-odd, with argument n minus 1. Similarly, the is-odd function is created, except that it returns 1 if n is equal to 0. Otherwise, it invokes the is-even function. We print the invocations of the recursive subroutines using example values. In the mutual recursion, a ternary operator is used. Now we execute the code and observe the results of each recursive subroutine. We clean up and close the tabs. The second example is the implementation of a singly linked list. We open 8 linked list PL, and we have the preamble. We will use 2 classes, node and linked list. In the node, as a package, the constructor receives the data. Next is undef or null. The linked list class will have new, add start, and show as methods. New, the constructor, leaves head as null and blesses the reference. The add start method inserts at the beginning, for efficiency, behaving like a stack. We create a temporary node with the received data. We assign head to the next reference of the TMP. Head is assigned to the TMP node. This is where the insertion at the beginning is done. The show method displays the values of the nodes. We assign head to a TMP variable. Using a while loop, we iterate through each node. In main, we create the list instance, insert 3 values, and display them. When executing the code and shows the values in reverse order. In the third example, we will build a module and implement sorting. For the module, we will reuse the node and linked list classes. For the module, we create a lib folder, and inside it, we create a file called linkedlist.pm, and we copy the list code without main. The PM file will then contain the code for the node class or package in linked list. At the end, 1 is placed so that it returns true. Now we create the file 9 sortlist.pl. Inside it, we have the preamble as usual, but we also add use lib and the name of the class. To implement sorting on a dynamic list, we will base it on the bubble sort implementation for arrays. It has two loops. The first iterates from the start of the array to the second to last element. The second goes from the second to the last. Then each element from iteration I is compared with j. We check if it is greater, and if so, we perform the swap with the help of aux. We create the sort list subroutine, which will not be a method. The sorting starts at index 0, which is equivalent to starting with head. Then, to reach the second to last element of the list, we use a while loop checking that I next referabs is defined. Now to reach the last element pf the list. In the second loop, we declare another while with the condition that j is defined. We compare the value of the node from the first loop with the node from the second. If it is greater, the swap is performed using aux. To increment j, we add the instruction j equals j next at the end of the second while loop. The same is done for incrementing I. Now in main, we instantiate the list, insert 3 values and display them. Then we execute sort list and print the result. Remember that this sort list is a demo subroutine, but it does not belong to linked list. Ideally, sort should be added to the class. Then we execute the code and see the printing of the node values of the queue-type list, just like the previous example. The difference is the sorting that we print afterward. Now the values stored in the list are sorted in ascending order. That's all for this video. If you liked it, subscribe, leave a like, and enable notifications. See you in the next video.